Just pull that. Just pull that cable. Just pull it out. Yeah, it's just in the groove. You just push it in there. Yeah.
All right, I see it.
Okay, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let's get started. I want to show you where a hidden screw is, so make sure you don't miss this one. As you can see, I've already taken out the screw, but it's clearly tucked behind the left front wheel, so make sure you don't miss this one. We did initially. Next, there are just several screws running down the left side of the inner body panel. You know, they're a bit tucked in, so I'm just pointing out each one here. So just, work your way down the line and just take your time, right? Here, under the left rear storage compartment, there's a 10 millimeter bolt pair securing the panel. We didn't know that was there, right? We tried removing the bolt from the outside first. But what we discovered, we could see the bolt, but it wouldn't loosen because there's a small hidden nut behind it that we didn't see at first, right? And you can see us here just trying to get the bolt loose and see if it'll come out. And again, it's a 10 millimeter bolt. Now, one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the storage box, right? Because we still trying to figure out like what's holding this and why is this bolt not coming loose. So I'm gonna open up the storage box to see if we have access or we can see anything else. But no, we couldn't. And Can-Am does a good job of hiding stuff, man. But one thing I do want to note, right, is that you do need to take off the left side passenger footrest. You have to take that off. And it's easy, it's a big torque hex wrench, that you can use to get it off. It comes right off, bolts are easy to take out. But you must take off that passenger footrest on the left side. All right. And again, you can just see here, we're still trying to figure out why the bolt was not released, but now, Ben, he feels behind the storage box, right? And he can feel and see the nut back there, right? So it's real snug, man. And again, Can-Am really buried this hardware, so you just got to take your time and make sure, you don't damage your plastics. And you can see here, right? This is the nut and bolt pair that was behind there, all right? So now, the panel will come off nice and easy, right? And you'll see that you still got to do some wiggling, to clear some of the body parts, the body frame parts, so it doesn't just like fall right out. You got to wiggle it out and make sure you don't damage anything, right? Now you see we finally got the left inner body panel loose. And as you can see, you'll see in a second, it's a pretty long piece. And just a reminder, right, this won't come out unless you remove that left passenger footrest first, right? Once that's off, the panel slides out, and that 10 millimeter bolt I just showed you behind the storage box, that has to come out as well. Right? So now we're moving to the right side to remove the upper and inner body panels, using, you can see here I'm using the Torx bit, right? And it's just the same deal here. We just follow the screws along the edges and keep track of each one as you go. And you can see the upper front fairing, I'm about to start pulling the push pins out from the front fairing, right? And while I do that, Ben is tackling the nut and bolt setup under the right side trunk, right? And you can see having a second person makes this go a lot faster. So, And just pulling out these push pins right here. There you go. There's a few of them. Just keep track of all of this.
So as you use to take the oil out.
There, you just slide it forward and it comes right out. It's real easy. They got a lot of videos on how to slide that front fairing forward. You know, it's real easy. You see how it just comes right off once you get those push pins and torque bits out of there. Now, Ben is removing a 10 millimeter nut and bolt holding the inner body panel. And again, we didn't even know this nut was there until we actually tried to remove the inner panel. You know? We thought we had all the bolts loose, but then when we tried to take it off, you know, got a lot of resistance from that area. It's real important, you know, to slow down when you're doing stuff like this. You know, we thought every screw was out, but the panel still wouldn't budge, right? And again, this is the right side. The right side, you know, gave us a little more problems, right? So you can see pretty soon we're gonna start, you know, gently pulling, you know, on the body panel, right? And that's you know, because this is our first time doing this, so we never done this before. So we'll gently pull on everything. When we get some resistance, we'll look to see if it's either going to be a push pin.
Yeah, it's a long bar.
Or push pin screw combo, or it might be a torque.
The front, right?
And you can see here, we're still wiggling like, all right, what's holding this thing?
No, that's it.
We're trying to figure out, you know, what's holding this panel.
Yeah, just the long Phillips head screwdriver I have over there. Should be right up there still. Yep, to the left. No, yep. You going to the right when I tell you? Yeah, it's this one right here.
So we took out that screw here, right? Yeah, we forgot to take out that screw. Here's that hidden screw I showed you in the beginning, right? You know, you don't even know that's there, but you got to make sure. It's a push pin screw combo, right? That and you can see it here. It's like hopefully you can see it. It's a push pin with a screw in it. I never saw that before. But yeah, here, you know, we're just gonna we're still trying to figure out what's holding the panel. All right.
If not, then just this piece right here. So from here.
So we keep wiggling it, you know, like, hey, what's holding this thing?
This one looks okay.
So if you look at the inner body panel, it is one long piece, but it's actually two pieces. It has like a inner fairing, right, that you can take off, right? And that's one of the things we're doing now. You'll see you can take off that piece right there. It almost looks like you got access to the clutch, like if a clutch was there or something like that, but it's not, right? You know, actually taking this off makes it, you know, easier to see what's going on. As you can see, we're still wiggling it to try to say, hey, what's holding this thing? Something is still holding it, and we don't know. You know,
at least we got access to it.
The next thing we're gonna do here
Gotta push it forward.
is, you know, because we can't see, right? You know,
So I gotta take
we
the
probably just remove the footrest. We're gonna remove the footrest, not a problem.
Can you
Excuse
get in
me
there?
here.
Hello?
Gotta see it first.
And you can see we're looking in here to try to see what's holding this thing, man. So take your time doing this, man. And again, we're gonna take off the driver's side, the driver right side footrest, right? And there's 3 bolts, 3 hex bolts. I forgot what size hex it needs, but it comes off real easy. I took that off, disconnected my lights because I got the running lights on my light
really
board,
wasn't anything blocking Eddie,
and that disconnects easy.
except for.
So now that we got it off, we can see better, right? And I actually do recommend taking it off. You don't have to,
See that?
Yeah.
but if I had to do this again, I would take all those footrests off. It just makes it easier to see. right? Because now we can see that there's a push pin under there, right? That we didn't see.
I got it.
Again, Can-Am does a real good job of burying stuff, right? Now, how will we know that the push pin is there, right? So Ben's gonna remove the push pin right here, so we can get access.
That was holding it up.
As soon as he removes that push pin, slides right out.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't have the push pin on the other side. That's what's weird. So I'm gonna have to go back and double check. I'm gonna have to look under my machine, and maybe when they did work on my machine, perhaps they missed it. So now what we're gonna do here is just jack up the machine, because we gotta remove the rear shock. So I'm gonna jack up the machine to take the pressure off the rear wheel, so we can, if we need to lift it up or adjust it to get the shock off, we can do that. So,
and when we go to put the bolts back in it, all we have to do is just lower it down a little bit like we do.
I gotta say, man, I was kind of scared doing this in the beginning because I was gonna take it to the dealer. But it's not bad, especially we got two people. You can see I'm on one. We're about to remove the old shock now, right? The current shock, the OEM shock. So Ben's on one side, I'm on another side, to take the bolt. I think it's a 16 millimeter bolt. Don't quote me. I think it's 16 millimeter, 16 or 15, but it comes right off, man. Especially,
Yeah, I can't get it out.
You can see it just comes right off. It's up in there, and you got to remove the panels to get in there. Like, I thought maybe we could loosen the panels and stick our hands in there to get to the bolts. Nah, it's just so you don't damage anything. Just take the panels off. You can see how easy it comes off. Comes off easy and goes on easy. And here you can just kind of see the difference between the stock and the Elka rear shock.
Yeah, I can see the
Now, putting it back up.
Okay.
Putting the new one in. And we're using the same hardware. Even though I bought new hardware, again, I would recommend changing the hardware. They don't say you need to, but you could just go on parts and get a new nut and bolt. That way it's fresh, right? And that's one of the things I learned from riding side-by-sides and ATVs. I always, especially when changing the shocks, I replace the bolt.
Thank you.
And you can see, once you remove those panels, you got access to it. It's not that bad. Again, especially with two people here. Right? He's on one side, I'm on the left side, he's on the right side.
All right. There's no problem, but you do got to take all those plastics off.
Again, I hope this video is helping people out, man, because I just wanted to get this done. The front, I did the front. The front was easy, right? The front shocks, as you can see in one of my other videos, I didn't have to remove the inner body panels, right? But, once we got the shock in, putting the inner body panels back on was pretty simple. We took note of where all the screws and bolts were, right? And I gotta say, this job probably took us about 2 hours, right? But if I had to do it again, like maybe 2.5 hours, if I had to do it again, I could shave a half an hour off easy because, that panel, we didn't know what to expect with the inner panel, the inner body panel, right? And again, Can-Am does a real good job of hiding screws back there. They just bury it. So you really got to take your time and wiggle it. If you get any resistance, more than likely there's a torque bit or some type of push pin holding it, right? So
right here.
as you can see, putting it back on, you still got to clear some of the frame parts. So just take your time, wiggle it in, make sure things are lined up. Because if you don't line it up properly or clear parts, like we didn't here, we didn't clear that front part where the screw go in. right? So I had to lift it up a little bit,
yeah, you see that
clear it,
clamp?
make sure it's laying in the right position.
Tricky part about it.
What I do recommend is just take pictures while you're doing this, right? Before you remove stuff, you know, put a piece of tape, get some blue tape or something, put a piece of tape on where you removed a nut or a bolt or a push pin, if that helps you remember. Right? But thank you guys for tuning in, man. I hope this helps some people out here. I know the video is, you know, it could have been better, but man, I'm just trying to help anybody who thinks about doing this job. Thanks again. This is Eddie from The Road Less Traveled.